Hello and welcome back to Miss French Teaches Something. Today we're going to talk about AVID for K-2 classrooms. I was lucky enough this summer to attend the AVID Summer Institute in Tampa, and I'm really excited to share what I learned. Today's lesson is for teachers. The purpose is to understand AVID strategies that can be used in the K-2 classrooms. By the end of this lesson, you'll know what AVID and Wicker is. You'll get some ideas for how to use it, and you'll walk away with some tools that you can use in your own classroom. Now, what is AVID? AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. Their mission is to close the opportunity gap by preparing all students for college and career readiness and success in a global society. Wicker stands for Writing, Inquiry, Collaboration, Organization, and Reading. This is something that should be done throughout all subject areas all day long. Now, just a heads up, the course I took was a 3 day long course, um, and it was all day, and it was like drinking water through a fire hose. So, I'm going to try to pack as much as I can into 15 minutes or less. Step one is building a relationship. And I know most of you teachers rolled your eyes. I'm a teacher, I see everything. Students won't learn if they don't like you. And that's coming from even my own personal experience as a student. I didn't learn as much as I could have. And I wasn't as productive as I could have been with teachers that I didn't like or I felt didn't like me. Students also won't learn if they don't feel comfortable with their peers. I think that's one of the reasons why most teachers cringe at icebreakers. I feel like we are put into a room with people we don't feel comfortable with, and then we're asked to be vulnerable and share our ideas, and that's a scary place to be. So it's important that our students know that our classroom is a safe place to express themselves. And in the lower grades, we have this beautiful opportunity to set that foundation, to prepare them to be brave enough to share their ideas and their feelings. How? So, first off, how are we going to do this? This is a template for a name tent that I created using Canva. Maddie is not the name of a student that is in my classroom. Um, it's just a template. But on the first day of school, students will come in, they'll trace their name, color their favorite color, draw a picture of their favorite animal. And then if they want, they can color their macaroni noodle or their cheese noodle. And then at some point in the day, I'm going to ask them to find a partner. And I'm going to call this macaroni and cheese, find a partner and freeze. So macaroni noodles will pair up with cheese partners and vice versa. And then all they have to do is pair up, freeze, and then share their favorite color. That's easy. There's nothing scary about sharing your favorite color. Hi, my name's Miss French. My favorite color is blue. And then the other partner will share. Well, my name is so and so, and my favorite color is pink. Um, this way, they have a chance. They know who they're going to pair up with. They know what they're going to share, and it's easy. Uh, Throughout the year, I'm going to change it up where instead of macaroni and cheese, I might change it to peanut butter and jelly, or Mario and Luigi, whatever it is, make it your own. Another way we can do building a relationship is through bingo cards. And I know you've seen the social bingo cards, find someone who has a brother or find someone who has a pet cat. Um, you can also do it academically. Uh, this is a math one that I created for my students where they go around and they help each other solve these problems. And the partner who helped them writes their name in the box and writes the answer. The last way to help build a relationship is through celebrations. Um, we are all in this together. We are all on the same page. We're all on the same team. When one of us succeeds, we all succeed, and we're all going to celebrate that. Here's one of the celebrations I learned that I absolutely love that I'm definitely bringing into my classroom, and it's grilling burgers. You're going to put your hand out, you're going to put the other hand on your pretend grill, and you're going to go, "Tss, is it done? Not yet. Tss, Is it done? Not yet. Tss. Is it done? Well done. And if that's not your style, find one that is. There are hundreds of celebrations that you can find online. Step two is organization. In K-2, we get the opportunity to set students up for success. But before we expect them to be organized, we need to organize ourselves. And I understand that not all of us are type A teachers. Some of us have some trouble getting more organized. But it's important to make sure that we are modeling how to organize for our students. Even if that means stopping ourselves and going, oh, class, do you notice my desk is kind of a mess and it's a little hard for me to focus right now? I think we should all check our desks to make sure that we are organized and ready to learn. And make a point to show them, hey, I made a mistake. Let's fix this. How's your desk? Let's fix yours too. Um, Ways that we can organize ourselves as teachers is by color coding or naming our teams. I first month of school, I have a red team, a yellow team, a green team, and a blue team. I give my students numbers. That way that they learn how to write their number on their paper, and that helps me organize their papers, which I always have them organized and numbered alphabetically. Um, which makes it so much easier to put into the grade book. It makes it easier to pass out. Numbering the students makes it less stressful when they need to line up. Binders and folders are a great way to organize yourself. Supply bins, red team, go get your supply bin. Blue team, go get your supply bin. Uh, and then making sure that everything has a place and everything is in its place. And the kids will keep you on top of that. Miss French, that's not where the supply basket goes. Like, you're right. Thank you for keeping me on top of that. I'll put that back where it goes. Or, hey, thank you. Can you go put it where it belongs? Now, how do we prep our kids up for success? I created these posters using Canva of what my cram box should look like and then what my desk should look like. So this will help my kindergartners be able to just quickly look at the poster and then look in their desk. Am I in a good place? Yes, I am. This picture over here is not mine, but it is similar to something I have in my classroom where I have these bins, and on it I have the kids' names, and inside is their lunch tag and a QR code for their iPads that I taped at the bottom. So that way, if they lose their QR code that's on or near their desk, they can go up, open their drawer, and scan their QR code. They always know where their QR code bin goes. Times that I've had to split my class for small groups or because I was absent, I could very easily tell my kids, get your get your supply bucket with your QR code, put your iPad in it, put your supply box in it, and go. Step three is note taking. And I know my fellow K2, K1 teachers, how do we expect our babies to take notes when they can barely write? My biggest goal as a teacher on my campus, as a leader on my campus, is to change the mindset from they can't do this to, well, how can they? How can I make it accessible for my babies? Now, in 1 hour after learning something, you forget up to half of what you learn. Focused note taking changes that 50% you remember to remembering 100% of it. The key is repeating it 5 times. And going back and looking through your notes and adding on to your notes helps. This could look like interactive notebooks, 2-column notes, guided 3-column notes, or a KWLA chart. For interactive notebooks in kindergarten, we do alphabet notebooks. So day one is a circle map for each letter where we just brainstorm. What do we know about the letter C? Well, cat starts with C. Car starts with C. Day two is the 2-column notes. I like to have them on one side, it says color the letter, draw a picture, trace the letter, write the letter. And on the other side, that's what they're doing. They color the letter, draw a picture, trace, write. Day three is a cut and paste activity. Day four, 3-column notes, which I'll show you in a second. And then day five is assess and celebrate. Hey, by now you guys should have mastered the letter C. And if you haven't, that's okay. You are further along than you were than day one. And that's worth celebrating. Here's what 2-column notes can look like in kindergarten and first grade and second grade. It doesn't have to be elaborate. This one, we're working on the short O sound. Now, these are not my pictures, but we working on the short O sound. They write the word, they draw a picture. In kindergarten, this could be a cut and paste activity. They glue the word down here, the picture down here. Maybe when they get a little more proficient, they glue the word down, draw a picture, or glue the picture down and write the word themselves. Same thing with math. 3-column notes look like this, and this doesn't have to be all in one day. I suggest pacing it out a bit since they're just starting 3-column notes. But they write the letter, they write a word, and they draw a picture. And then at the end, they summarize. For this example, they wrote "the cat sat." KWL is another way to organize thinking and take notes. K stands for know. What do we already know about the subject? W stands for what do we want to know about the subject? L stands for what have we learned about the subject? And then A stands for apply. How are we going to apply our learning? And sometimes you might not have anything written down for the letter A. Sometimes A might be what they do in centers, or in a group team work. And then at the end, you get together and you summarize, what did I learn? What did we learn? Now, 4 is putting it all together. The beautiful thing about all of this is you're not expected to know it all at once, to have it all mastered at once. Pick one or two things to do really well, whether that's organization, collaboration, or note taking. If you choose note taking as your thing, don't try to force yourself to do all of the note taking skills that I taught you here. Choose one note taking skill to get your kids to do really well, and then add on another one. I'm going to do this in my class this year using philosophical chairs. I'm going to start getting the kids comfortable with sharing their ideas in a fun way. Would you rather? If you would rather have cake, go to this side of the room. If you'd rather have cookies, go to that side of the room. After a while, I'll have them explain, I would rather have cake because. Then I'm going to pose a question after they're comfortable with this kind of would you rather. I'm going to pose a question with no right or wrong answer. I'm going to show them that it's okay to change your opinion. It's okay to disagree with someone's opinion as long as we're being respectful. And then I'm going to try connecting it with a lesson, a story, or a standard. I'm going to allow them to take notes and then use that notes in a debate. Again, as long as they are being respectful. Now, here are some tools that you can use. I've got a QR code. This is the AVID Open Access, and it's great because they've got graphic organizers, digital templates, and they're geared specifically towards K-2. If you scroll down, they've got activity builders, categorizing, comic strips, your own bingo that you can build, a bunch of different activities that you can do, games with your kids. So I really do encourage you to go and explore that. These are tools that you can use in your classroom. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen and learn along with me. And I will see you in the next video.